All right, guys, welcome back to Rise and Grind. What is up? I hope you guys are ready to kick this week's ass. And we're about to get over. You're ready to start your week off with some energy. And listen, we were a little bit late today. I'm going to be honest. I had my little beautiful daughter, Vienna. It was her first time going to my mom's house. My mom watches Johnny, and the twins are with Jack. But today we switched it up, so threw us off a little bit. Vienna didn't want to wake up this morning.
Oh, you're having a girls' day?
You're having a girls' day. You're having a girls' day. It's her, my grandma Joni's there, Joni Pepperoni's. So it's fantastic. It's just fantastic. Anyway, that's why we're
so excited to spend the day with her.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Girls' day. Girls' day. How was your weekend?
It was good. It always goes so fast.
Honestly, Friday doesn't even count as a weekend.
It doesn't. No.
You get Saturday, and then you blink, and then Sunday. Sunday's practically Monday.
Sunday is my reset
Yeah.
day. So I feel like emotionally I can't do anything big on a Sunday because like that's my day where I'm doing laundry, grocery shopping, and pick out my outfits for the week.
That makes sense. Now, do you pick your outfits out in advance?
I do actually try to
like your
look
whole
at
week.
my whole week and think like, okay, this is when I'm going into the office. What am I wearing? Working from home, going to the gym. I lay it all out so that I reduce the amount of decisions I have to make in the mornings.
Smart. I like that.
Yeah.
See, I used to be before I would say before COVID, I used to be a complete nut job. I used to set up my clothes for the month.
Oh my gosh.
Not even exaggerating.
That's
I had, and back then it was only suits.
Yeah.
So literally, I had tons of suits. My shirt set up down, no joke, down from socks, under everything.
Oh my.
Legit.
Gosh.
I don't want to think about a thing because of how crazy I always was.
Yeah.
And then COVID happened, and I was like, yeah. Now we're just living the Megan professional dress lifestyle. It's like wearing a blouse on top and sweatpants underneath the blanket.
I am wearing jeans today.
No, I'm saying when you're home.
Oh yeah. When I'm home for sure.
100%. Meg, what the best part of Meg's is she leaves here, right? And then you go home and you have a completely different outfit.
Yeah, that's actually factored
Instantly.
into the outfit. Like,
so you have to play in two outfits today.
It's like work from home. Like what can I get into it? Except for some days I will stay dressed for the office because I'll just keep the momentum. Like,
very rarely though. Very rarely. Feeling crazy. They got something to do after. That's the only way.
Yeah, actually
that's great. Honestly, the only other thing I will, and I'm curious what you guys do, but the only thing I will do is when I'm wearing to the office, I'll pre-plan for, and then secondarily, my workout outfit. I'll pre-plan in the morning, before I go to.
That's half the battle. I feel like of working out is actually having to get dressed for me to work out.
100%.
But once you're dressed, you're basically there.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. All right.
Are we jumping into topics? Are you ready?
Hold on, we just got where our mics are not on. Okay. All right, we're good now though, right? Okay. All right, so let's hit topics.
Okay. All right, let's talk about how, oh my gosh, generative AI search spiked e-com sales 1,200%.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is crazy.
So Emily, back over to me.
Sorry.
we got technical difficulties having we got Emily Botshaw's in the studio today. So essentially right now it's crazy. We're seeing an absolute ton. I talked about it before seeing this stat, but people are actually going to the their generative AIs, whether that's ChatGPT, whether that's Grok, Gemini, you name it, and they're actually having conversations about buying things, right? So like people will go, like I gave the example last time we talked about this, where I was like, I went and I was looking for, I switched recently because I used to use the really healthy organic toothpaste, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna change it up, get some whitener. So I went back to Crest White, and which again did the trick, but I was like, I need to go back to healthy because fluoride is not great for us. So I went and I started doing research on like what is the best and most effective, toothpaste that will be as clean as possible, but also be able to still give some whitening power. And I found this one that was a European brand that I want to purchasing. But like, that's a good example. Like if I didn't do that research, if I didn't ask generative AI, I wouldn't have gotten that toothpaste. And so the point though is that so many people are doing that right now, whether that's for your baby, whether it's for home, things. I think it's heavy for health and things that you don't know about, because again, like the days of you going to do your own research feel like they're coming to not a complete halt, but they're coming to a big change. Because before, I would go on Google, I would
Mhm.
start searching, I would look up all these different forums, I'd go to different websites, I'd go to all these different blogs, and then I would make a decision based on what I found. Where now I'm just going to ChatGPT and Gemini and I'm asking, which is the best toothpaste, which is the cleanest, give me the reasons why, cite the sources, show me people who actually like them, all that stuff. And then, I'm able to have it give me the top ranking with all the research site, sourced and all that good
Mhm.
stuff ready. So, it's definitely something that's super, super interesting. But we're seeing that spike in sales because so many people are leveraging it now for buying products. Again, like perfect example, like, I have kids and, and obviously like my goal is to like go on bike rides, like I always do, but like in parks and stuff. So I started looking up like in a few years, whatever, I want to eventually get like a pickup truck where you just throw like bikes in the back and
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
But I'm like, which truck is the best that has the best safety rating? Because I want to have the back lined up with car seats.
Mhm.
So I need a full crew cab. And I'm doing all this research and it's giving me great answers and well-researched answers, especially in ChatGPT 03.
That's the big difference. I think we talked about this last week a little bit. We used to get opinions and advice from the people in our inner circle, right?
Right.
You would ask your parents maybe, what's the best toothpaste or what would you recommend buying? And now we can actually make an educated decision, a really educated decision based
Right.
on what ChatGPT tells you or any AI model that you're using.
Totally.
But things are changing, especially when it comes to speaking of bike trails. This weekend I actually used ChatGPT to tell me, I really want to walk in a specific area along the Jersey Shore and I want to stop for coffee, and I gave it very specific things that I wanted to do on my walk and
Mhm.
asked it for the best walking trails. Normally that research would have taken me so long to go trail map by trail map, and in a
Mhm.
matter of seconds I was given every single one. So
Mm.
it's my decision making is much faster than it ever was, and I'm getting real facts, not people's opinions anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. And because our mics weren't working before, just as a heads up, I was sharing how, this morning we were running a little bit late here because I had Vienna, my daughter. It's her first time at my mom's house. And then we started talking about how, at work, professionally dressing and then at work from home dressing.
Mhm.
And what I'm curious about for everybody out there that's watching is people that work from home. I got to know. Now, are you somebody who you wear sweatpants and you're wearing a professional top? Like, what is the setting for most people? And it's funny because obviously, you know me, like I need to be in an office. I don't work well from home. Like,
Yeah.
it just drives me nuts. But it's again, to each his own, right? Some people
Mhm.
love it. Like you're one of the people who loves it.
Yep.
And so I'm just curious what that looks like because again, so many people. Like I remember during COVID, people were like, "All right, screw this. I don't want to be in sweatpants anymore. I'm gonna like dress professional, during the work hours." And I feel like that's regressed back,
Mm.
where people are like, I got a professional blouse on, and then
And then
the
sweatpants.
the
Yeah.
Megaronis. Meg's got
Professional
the-
on top, party on the bottom.
That's it. That's it. No, laid back swag on the bottom. But
No, I do think going back to 2020 when we were first remote, I loved wearing the comfiest clothes possible. Now I will try to actually get dressed when I'm working from home because it keeps my productivity up a little bit. Also, I have found that I have to wear shoes when I'm working out.
What do you mean? To wear
Like if I'm-
shoes?
yeah, like if I'm just wearing socks, like
Yeah.
like normally when you're around your house.
What?
Yeah,
I love this.
for key productivity. It's like because it's like if I'm at the office, I'm not here barefoot, right? So
right.
it's the same thing. Like I have the same mentality going into my home office
Wow.
as if I'm going to the regular office.
I love that that's your thing.
Yeah, I figured that out.
Yeah, see the off days that I do work from home, like the shoes are not a concern. I don't know why shoes just don't cross my mind.
I don't
But-
know why. It's just
Hey,
like
listen, everything works for everybody.
yeah, like I can't get comfy. It's like
Yeah,
I'm here to work.
I like it.
so,
I like it.
Yeah, you just gotta
But
figure it
and
out.
if you're just tuning in, if you pull back up the 1200 increase
Mhm.
again, like right now, people are really leveraging generative AI models to make consumer-based decisions, and we're seeing that heavy, not just in our own data from our clients. We're also seeing that heavy, obviously, everywhere. It's all over the news. People, again, I saw that Gen Z is actually leveraging it for life advice. So if they're going through something, or if they're considering a breakup or considering a move or considering certain aspects of their life that are important to them, they're going to places like ChatGPT and they're asking it for this advice and they're getting this type of advice from it. So again, when it comes to buying, they're definitely leveraging it, and a lot more people than just Gen Z are. I know I do heavy. So it's very, very interesting. So we saw a 1,200% increase in purchases from generative AI models. So
I would even say
keep that
the
in mind.
older generations too, not just Gen Z or millennials, but definitely like our parents' age. My mom was so proud to tell me that she is so good at ChatGPT and has all of these purchases lined up because of it. So it seems like a lot of people are quickly adopting
we
it.
looked at Megan's mom's ChatGPT history, and it said how to deal with my pain in the ass daughter. Literally, that's 90%.
That's the life advice that she's trying to
How would
get.
you deal with my pain in the ass daughter, ChatGPT?
I think you mean
Just
princess
kidding.
daughter.
Just kidding. Perfect angel daughter.
But going into my topic, zero-click searches are on the rise, and this is exactly what we're talking about. ChatGPT, Gemini, AI search in general, as people are using it to figure out what purchases they're going to make or what life advice they need, not many people are actually clicking on the websites that provide that information now. Instead, they're just reading it for what it is
Right.
and moving on to their next question or their next curiosity. So what we're seeing is that brands that are in those AI overviews are getting more impressions through search, but they're not getting as many visits to their site. So you might see that organic search traffic is going down on your site. And if that's the case, don't panic, but look to see where you're ranking in those AI overviews or just on the page in general. Same thing, maybe you're not in an AI overview, but you're in a search snippet, right? So you're still getting that visibility, but it's something to monitor.
Yeah, that happens so often when I'm doing like research on Google. And I see it a lot.
Yeah.
So it's definitely very interesting. And again, just like positioning your business properly. Again, like Adapting Social has taken an aggressive stance on AI, and we implement it for all of our clients. And obviously, you're leveraging it to get better data, make better decisions. And bottom line is, there's so many people that are worried about like their job security or like what it looks like. And AI is always going to need humans to make the actual content or the ads or whatever it's going to be the best it can be, right? AI is the left analytical part of our newfound brains. So it's going to give us great data, great, information. But we have to make it super creative, and that's what matters. So I think at the bottom line is right now, when it comes to how people are finding your business, it's really, really important that you start to research and look into how you can position yourself hardcore on this generative AI models and on AI overview, because that's where people are going right now. And obviously, you need help. We got your back, obviously. Okay. But
we're really good at it.
Yeah. We don't play games with this. All right.
No, we're definitely not. We're
we
not
sure
in the
don't.
testing phase.
What else we got?
All right. Well, let's talk about how consumer spending is actually shifting more towards essentials right now.
Yeah. We're seeing a lot. So obviously right now there's been a huge shift in the market, given the past like year and a half, being, exiting a, election year, and also being in the position where, you find yourself in a position right now where people are looking at, okay, things are really expensive. Right. And when things are really expensive, you have to focus on essentials. And so you're seeing a lot more of the, things that matter, like the commodities, like getting better water or, getting better food and things like that are being invested in, not just your typical things that people are going overload on Amazon. So that's an interesting thing. So in most of these cases, you have to prop your business up to understand that that's the current economy that we're in right now, is that people are really focused on the essential things that matter to their health, to their well-being, to their households. And so right now, like, that is what we're seeing in the market. That is, been the case.
Yeah, I've seen too that a lot of brands are offering the buy now, pay later concept. Or recently there was an article that I read about different brands starting to do rental options because they're noticing that Gen Z particularly, they can't justify spending money on anything other than essentials.
Right.
So especially when it comes to luxury items like, bags, jewelry, clothes. So there's more and more rental companies popping up, like Rent the Runway or, a few different companies where you can do that. So it's really interesting to see how different businesses are now trying to adapt to these consumer spending habits. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Have you heard about this Instagram trial that so Instagram has a trial reel where you can essentially publish a reel to non-followers and you're trying to get their unbiased opinion. So no one who follows you is going to see it. No one who's interacted with you is going to see it. And the concept is to be able to see, is this going to actually perform well organically to someone who doesn't know me at all? And how can I get someone who doesn't know me to follow me? And then you can take that and put it on your feed or send it to your actual followers. But more creators are using this to get that feedback. And they're seeing that 80% of creators who are using this trial reel are getting an increased reach from new audiences. So really cool if you have it. I know it was released as a beta feature a few months ago. If you have it, definitely test it out. It's a great way to see if the trends are hitting your potential target audience.
Yeah. Things like that are very interesting. Obviously, they help see, how you can get in front of more people, and obviously people who don't follow you, which is cool. So meta.
That's what I love, is the people that don't follow you, because so often you post something and it's going to people who do follow you and engage with you, but that's not how you get more followers. Right. So
totally.
All right.
I think we got our last one here, right?
I think so. Apple's existential AI moment.
Yeah, so this is freaking huge. Emily, pop on my camera. Here we go. All right. So the biggest thing is this. Right now, we're seeing that Apple has 100% dropped the mother effing ball when it comes to innovating in AI. Everybody was all hyped up about Apple Intelligence. And then once people got the iPhones, my ass left because I was just so bored with what Apple's been doing over the past decade. Same devices. They're doing things right now to impress investors. They're not doing things to be innovative in their space anymore. As you've seen, the Apple Vision Pro tanked. People aren't buying iPads. They're not rolling them out every year anymore. So a lot has changed, right? They're supposed to be coming out with the flip phone this year, which I was like, if they actually do that, I'll come back, because we all know I got the flip phone, which I love.
Wow, you would go back to Apple if they had a flip phone?
I would consider. I don't know. Actually, I said that in the beginning because I hate the device, but now I'm so integrated with my Android and I love it because obviously everything.
You keep saying that.
My whole life is Google, right?
Yeah.
I use Google for business and all these other things. So the seamless experience between my Gmail and my Google text messages and stuff like that is amazing. But anyway, for right now, for Apple, this is massive. Let's get that thing back up on the screen here. This is actually massive. This is a huge moment for Apple because right now they have not been innovating, as I mentioned. So again, this is big. Apple Intelligence was a big letdown. Everybody was expecting it to be like a ChatGPT. They're expecting it to be its own version of it, and it's not. It's not even close. It's terrible. And so actually, I'm not gonna say it's terrible. It's just Siri. I mean, it's literally still Siri, and nothing has been different, right? So the bottom line is this: right now, today kicks off their keynotes and the big stuff that they start to do. Right now is a big moment for Apple. Guys, we've seen the big players. We've seen BlackBerry fall. We've seen Nokia fall. If you went back when I was growing up, when I was a kid, and I got my first brick phone, Nokia. Okay, that brick was amazing. But when I got that first brick, everybody had Nokias. Everybody. It was a massive business. And then obviously BlackBerry came on the scene, started taking the market away. And then BlackBerry was so big for I don't know how many, maybe 15 years, maybe a little bit less or more.
Yeah.
And everybody, if you were somebody, you had a freaking BlackBerry. Okay. And now we live in a world where BlackBerry is freaking dead. And so the thing that I'm worried about is, and I say that because obviously I love Apple. I have a soft spot for Apple. I've always used it. I think they've always been the innovator in the tech device space, and they started to slip away. And so I think right now is going to be a really big deal in what they're going to do in AI and in their products moving forward. Because again, don't forget, last Rise and Grind, we talked about how Johnny Ives, who designed all of the phones and the devices, pretty much MacBook Pro that we love at Apple. And he left in 2015 or 2018, whatever it was, and he's starting his own device company with OpenAI. So what does that mean? This is a big moment for Apple this year because it's going to set the tone for what the next year to 2 years look like with Apple and where people are going to go. I see so many celebrities like Joe Rogan has left Apple. There's a lot of people that are celebrities that are leaving Apple. Tech people have left Apple. And so it's going to be really, really interesting to see what they do specifically when it comes to their AI and devices,
Mhm.
because innovation is freaking down there.
That's crazy. It would be wild to see Apple fall the way that some of these
Right.
other companies, or the iPhone fall the way that some of these other companies technology did. That would be because Apple or my iPhone has been a staple for the past 15 years.
Yep.
More than that, maybe.
Megan still has the iPhone 13.
That's honestly, I don't know if I probably do.
No, you don't. You don't. I don't even know yet. I think you have like the 14.
I don't
15?
know. I don't know. Maybe.
Which one are they up to right now? 16?
I feel like they release a new one every single year. It's 16.
They do. Yeah. So I think it's 16.
Yeah, but there's a huge difference. Like when you use Emily's phone for photos and videos, it's a huge
Which one do you have, the 16?
difference from
Yeah.
mine. Yeah, the lighting is completely different. It's so crispy.
Yeah.
Just looks nice.
The cameras are nice, but it's like how often can you get a new device because you want a new camera?
Yeah,
And
right.
it's like,
Exactly.
dude, do something different.
Mhm.
Like with Android, I could this is just the simplest thing. Like this is so silly, but I could literally change the color of my keyboard. I could set up apps
You
differently.
like the customization
Like
of
the
it.
full customization
Yeah.
is why I also love it.
Do you
right?
have a
Besides
colored
different
keyboard
devices.
right now?
What's that again?
Do you have a colored keyboard?
Hell
right
yeah.
now? What color is
Mine,
it?
my keyboard. Let's see.
Pink. It's hot pink.
No. So so you can see it here.
Oh, it's
Do a little-
red.
Yeah, it's red.
It's adapting social red.
Bang. Yeah, I don't know if you really see that, but
That's so on
Um,
brand.
100%. I could change it any color I
That's
want.
so cool.
Like look at this. I could change it to blue. Eat Clean Bro blue. Like
Eat
look at
Clean
that. Like,
Bro. That
it's-
is
it's just-
blue.
it's just so simple. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's see what Apple does. I'm literally going to be on the edge of my seat until these keynotes are done because I want to see what they're up to. But I think that's all she wrote here, guys.
I think so.
Happy Monday. I hope you guys crush the week ahead. And again, we're heading. Oh my goodness, we're like close as possible to Q3 right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Just
Q3 is
under
around
30 days left, under
Yeah.
20 days left.
Q3 is around the corner, guys.
Yep.
I hope you're getting after your goals this year. We'll see you back next time.